Alright, continuing with Emerson. I suppose no man can violate his nature. All the sallies of his will are rounded in by the law of his being, as the inequalities of the Andes and Himalaya are insignificant in the curve of the sphere. Nor does it matter how you gauge and try him. A character is like an acrostic or Alexandrian stanza. Read it forward, backward, or across, it still spells the same thing. In this pleasing contrite wood life, which God allows me, let me record day by day my honest thought without prospect or retrospect, and I cannot doubt it will be found symmetrical, though I mean it not and see it not. My book should smell of pines and resound with the hum of insects. The swallow over my window should interweave that thread or straw he carries in his bill into my web also. We pass for what we are. Character teaches above our wills. Men imagine that they communicate their virtue or vice only by overt actions, and do not see that virtue or vice emit a breath every moment. There will be an agreement in whatever variety of actions, so they be each honest and natural in their hour. For of one will, the actions will be harmonious, however unlike they seem. These varieties are lost sight of at a little distance, at a little height of thought. One tendency unites them all. The voyage of the best ship is a zigzag line of 100 tacks. See the line from a sufficient distance, and it straightens itself to the average tendency. Your genuine action will explain itself, and will explain your other genuine actions. Your conformity explains nothing. Greatness appeals to the future. Act singly, and what you have already done singly will justify you now. Greatness appeals to the future. If I can be firm enough today to do right and scorn eyes, I must have done so much right before as to defend me now. Be it how it will, do right now. Always scorn appearances, and you always may. The force of character is cumulative. All the foregone days of virtue work their health into this. What makes the majesty of the heroes of the Senate and the field, which so fills the imagination? The consciousness of a train of great days and victories behind. They shed a united light on the advancing actor. He is attended as by a visible escort of angels. That is it which throws thunder into Chatham's voice, and dignity into Washington's port, and America into Adam's eye. Honor is venerable to us because it is no ephemera. It is always ancient virtue. We worship it today because it is not of today. We love it and pay it homage because it is not a trap for our love and homage, but it is self-dependent, self-derived, and therefore of an old immaculate pedigree, even if shown in a young person. I hope in these days we have heard the last of conformity and consistency. Let the words be gazetted and ridiculous henceforward. Instead of the gong for dinner, let us hear a whistle from the Spartan fife. Let us never bow and apologize more. A great man is coming to eat at my house. I do not wish to please him. I wish that he should wish to please me. I will stand here for humanity, and though I would make it kind, I would make it true. I love that. We need to start behaving that way. Just because someone has a name or a badge or a title, we don't give of our respect and admiration so freely when we live from character and from truth. Just like these celebrities of today, there was someone, I think there was a movie that said celebrities are the gods of today. And I said, no, that's not true for me. I love that. Louise Hay of Hay House, she says when something disagrees with her, so you're not reactively taking in things to your consciousness, she would say this: that may be true for you, but it's not true for me. So while the celebrities of today may be the gods of today to some people, that may be true for them, but it's not true for me. I do not grant my favor to whatever is just popular, right? I think that we need to, even of our people that are upheld like Oprah Winfrey, we need to look at her character, look at her actions. We need to look at the history, not the persona. Hillary Clinton, we need to look at the facts of things that are coming up. Don't just ride on the coattails of the past. Analyze with each day's fervor. Look at the case the same way, like a boy, with unbiased, unaffrighted, honest judgment, not judging the person like, oh, I don't like what you're wearing today, judging the nature of the character of the facts, and make that decision and stand by it and make it in alignment with your moral compass. That's what I think he's saying here, and that's how I like when he talks here of the guest at his dinner table. A great man is coming to eat at my house. I do not wish to please him. I wish that he should wish to please me. People need to earn your respect. They need to earn your favor. And it's not hard to ask. If we all live by this truth and this code, then we all, will be worthy of it. And it'll be, by all means, you give that to those who have earned it. It's not a way of being hard-hearted or cruel or judgmental to others. It's just creating a standard for people to live by, and you live by it yourself too. So it's never one-sided. Continuing. Let us affront and reprimand the smooth mediocrity and squalid contentment of the times, and hurl in the face of customs and trade and office the fact which is the upshot of all history, that there is a great responsible thinker and actor working wherever a man works, that a true man belongs to no other time or place, but is the center of things. Where he is, there is nature. He measures you and all men and all events. Ordinarily, every body and society reminds us of someone else or of some other person. Character, reality, reminds you of nothing else. It takes place of the whole creation. The man must be so much that he must make all circumstances indifferent. Every true man is a cause, a country, and an age, requires infinite spaces and numbers and time fully to accomplish his design, and posterity seems to follow his steps as a train of clients. A man Caesar is born, and for ages after we have a Roman Empire. Christ is born, and millions of minds so grow and cleave to his genius that he is confounded with virtue and the possible of man. Let me read that again. Christ is born, and millions of minds so grow and cleave to his genius that he is confounded with virtue and the possible of man. An institution is the lengthened shadow of one man, as monachism of the hermit Antony, the Reformation of Luther, Quakerism of Fox, Methodism of Wesley, abolition of Clarkson. Scipio Milton called the height of Rome, and all history resolves itself very easily into the biography of a few stout and earnest persons. A few. We need more greats. Why do we look to the past for the examples of great men and women? Are there no great men and women today? Are there no leaders among us? Are there no great people of honor and character who are willing to stand up and to shine and to be known throughout history? I think every single person is capable of it, but throughout history it's only been a sprinkle of a few. And right now, we'll see. Let a man then know his worth and keep things under his feet. Let him not peep or steal or skulk up and down with the air of a charity boy, a bastard, or an interloper in the world which exists for him. But the man in the street, finding no worth in himself, which corresponds to the force which built a tower or sculptured a marble god, feels poor when he looks on these. To him a palace, a statue, or a costly book have an alien and forbidding air, much like a gay equipage, and seem to say like that, "Who are you, sir?" Yet they are all his, suitors for his notice, petitioners to his faculties that they will come out and take possession. The picture waits for my verdict. It is not to command me, but I am to settle its claims to praise. I love that. Let me see if I should go on before let me just speak on that for a moment, just with an example of art itself, since he's talking about sculptures and marble and things like that. When he says right here that the picture waits for my verdict. It is not to command me, but I am to settle its claims to praise. So he's saying, I'm the judge. I make the decisions of what is worthy to be, looked upon with great favor. Just like a person just is the same with your creations, our art. And I think this is funny. I've seen this example, or we talked about this example with my husband so many times. We go to art museums, and no offense to anyone who's in this, what we call modern art. I wish I had some examples to put up here and put in clips, but everybody has seen it. You go to the Getty Center, I almost lost the name, but you go to the Getty Museum and you look upon some of those paintings. They're so detailed, so intricate, so beautiful, so you're just in awe of the talent that must, and the diligence and the patience that had to go into this creation, this manifestation of the mind and of this person and their talents and their gifts, tilling that land which is theirs to till, cultivating their talents and giving this gift to the world. And then you fast forward to the modern art movement and you see a gigantic, and blots of paint thrown on that. And that's called art. You need to question that. It's not that it doesn't take the same amount of effort, it doesn't take the same skill as it did the craftsmen of old, and we need to recognize that. Yet they still go for thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm going to pause real quick because I hear something out in the hall. I think I'm going to need to let someone in.